So again, what does this mean for the player? We want to set up properly, nice and square, and learn to allow the back leg through these first two phases to load and unload. We really want this feeling that the back leg is controlling the footwork. If you look at Drew there, Gonzalez has a little bigger leg kick maybe than I would necessarily teach, but they both land, you know, in the same position they started it with regard to the front side. The only things that's moved here, the back leg is pressed sideways and the elbow slotted. So Wade, you've got to get that left side settled in, get it settled in. The only thing working through this phase, the back leg loads and presses, and we want to land the same way that we started, nice and square on that front side. And then as we go through the ball, we want to feel more tilt in the shoulder segment, okay? Which again is created, we're tilting here at the hip socket. That's going to create this tilt at the torso. We want to feel like the shoulders tilt through the swing more than they turn, okay? Snap your hands through it and not let your shoulders, try to spin your whole body through the swing, okay? Through this point, we really want to feel, those hands work through the ball more than shoulders spinning. Okay, the shoulders do turn, of course, but the feeling as you get here is that you feel more tilt than you do turn. Okay, lastly, take a look at the back arm, top hand. Okay, again, the barrel's going to go primarily wherever that top arm, top hand tells it to go. It's going to follow whatever that top hand is doing. Okay, so we want to make sure that we perfect how that back arm is moving through the swing. Okay, um, you know, again through the 1-2 phases, what we want to see that elbow lift up during phase one, during the loading phase, and then slot during uh, phase two or the attack phase. During that load and slot, that top hand shouldn't change place or position, meaning that palm is still facing out towards the pitcher, okay, and the hand is still, even with the shoulder. So we really want to feel like the hand doesn't move much. During the 1-2 phases, we want to allow the elbow to work up into the ball, but the hand shouldn't travel a whole lot. You can see again, we talked a little bit about his hand position, but let's watch what the arm is doing, okay? See how wide the angle is in the arm, and he doesn't really load up, you know? He kind of, the hands don't really get loaded, or really what we're talking about is the arm getting loaded. The arm doesn't get loaded, and so there's not very good loading action. You can see where the hands are at and see how wide this angle is. The palm up position of the hand, creates a very flat bat very early in the swing, much heavier in that position. What we see the best hitters do is they keep that bat stacked here, which keeps it lighter. Okay, so if you look at Drew's arm action, if you look at Adrian's arm action, you see the elbow work up into the ball. You see the palm still on the pitch, hand still relatively in the same place, through these loading phases. If you watch once his elbow slots, you see, again, the hands in this particular swing are a little too high, a little better here, and a little better angle on the bat slightly. But really, we just really want to, in particular, for Wade, we want him to get this right hand in a punching position at the shoulder, load up by lifting the elbow, and then slot it with that hand staying in virtually the same place and position. Okay. And take note here of, this, again, idea that I'm going to spin my back leg to get to the ball, and how much more open Wade is here, as opposed to our professionals, So the spinning of the back leg, the spinning open of the front foot, trying to spin your shoulders through. At this point in the swing, you see chest out on ball, and of course the hands are coming, way farther forward at this point. Okay, because the shoulder is of course going to pull on the arms. The shoulder segment will pull on the arm segment. So if the shoulder's flying open, of course the hands will be coming forward. So it's not only a bat speed issue, but it's plate management as well. It's going to force you to commit on balls too soon. And from here, what we want to be able to do is feel like we can fire that top hand from the shoulder through the ball and feel the hands work through the ball. The hands will make contact here, and then immediately after contact, that top hand should snap over the top. Okay, and we should finish out in front of our chest with top hand throwing past bottom hand through here. Okay, so again, we're here. The hand really hasn't traveled. When we're ready to go, we just hit that button with the top hand, throw that top hand from the shoulder, and let the hands finish through contact. Notice again at this position how much steeper the angle is of the bat. In our professionals, the bat's so much lighter here. They're just basically going to take that bat and throw it down and behind the ball. At contact, it's a slight uppercut, but the barrel's definitely got to work down from this point. They're using gravity to help him, whereas he's working against gravity. He's really lugging a much heavier bat at this point. So, again, the simple plan for Wade is we've got to be able to load and slot, get through 1 and 2, okay, being virtually unchanged on the front side, top hand in the same place, okay. The only things that have changed is the back leg has loaded and pressed sideways, and the back elbow has loaded and slotted to the ball. That's it. Everything else is in the same place and position. From here, you just fire the right hand, okay. Fire the right hand through the ball. Let that top hand get over right after contact. Okay, and really fire the hands through the ball. And that's essentially it. We've got to do all this with timing and rhythm. It should be all one fluid piece. Okay? We're not trying to start and stop. It should all flow together. But really through phases 1 and 2, when we do our breakdown drills, you've got to be able to load and press. You got to be able to work that back leg sideways, and you got to be able to load and slot that back elbow with that hand in the same position. From here, you just finish the top hand.